You're now tuned into pSyk's weekly Nerf dosage.
Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to episode 28 of PWND. 8 is an auspicious number, and it's a pretty good timing because I am actually taking this video on the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year. Yes, we are ushering in the year of the snake, and as you can see, I'm already decked out, just about to go out, for my family visitation. So I decided, hey, I might as well just take a video quick. I promised you guys something very informative, and I will deliver this video. I hope to deliver at least. Right, so before I start, to all of my viewers who are celebrating the Lunar New Year or the Chinese New Year, Happy New Year, 恭喜发财，万事如意，年年有余. If you don't understand what I just said, it's alright, I don't either, so that's fine. Except for 恭喜发财. Or for those of you in the States and you don't speak in Mandarin, 恭喜发财. I hope I said that right because I'm not Cantonese. So, got a couple of things that I want to share with you today, just very quick video. As you guys know, in my previous video I actually mentioned that I've already received my OMW Immortal Longshot kit, and so I decided to humor you guys. For those of you who keep saying, I want to see red internals on the red Longshot, here you go. Pardon me for looking so underdressed and so shaggy. Oh, here it is, Motivate. But I was just tinkering around with my Orange Mod Works kit. You can check out this picture over here. That is the internals picture of the red Orange Mod Works Longshot kit inside a red Longshot, and this is the completed blaster. As you can see, we have the red bolt sled and the red breech and the red plunger tube, and I have the charging handle. And one thing about the charging handle, it doesn't clamp on nicely for me. I've been twisting it in. Yeah. If you think that's what she says, then you're doing it wrong. But anyway, I twisted it in all the way until I heard a crack, so I didn't want to go any further. So this is like the maximum that it could go. And just to show you guys that it works, I will just do a standard priming for you guys. So all the way in, and I will ease the. Oh yeah, I have an Orange Mod Works metal Longshot trigger over here, and I will just ease the spray. Okay, so yep, this whole thing works now. That's just it. Just wanted to share this with you guys. One thing I don't really like about it though is that the shade of red doesn't really match any other shade of red for the Nerf blasters. I've compared it against a Fury Fire, the red Fury Fire, the G.I. Joe one. I've compared it against the Night Finder, the red Night Finder, the old Dark Tech one. I've also compared it against the red Longshot, and it seems to be of a bright red. It's a nice red, but it doesn't really match. It's not a perfect shade. So yeah, maybe in the future, hopefully, Orange Mod Works could make, I guess, internals in one of those cooler colors, like the clear blue ones that they used to make, or the clear orange ones. I think those are actually pretty sick. I did get a lemon for the grip though. It seems to be wobbling, as you can see in the video. I guess I will contact them about that. So anyway, now this is the gist or the main part of the video. I will be going through because, well, basically, okay, backstory. I'm sorry, I'm gonna back up. Basically, I think that I might be one of the very lucky few people to have gone through almost all forms of third-party upgrades for the Longshot. So that being said, Orange Mod Works, which I finally received after a long time, the Xplorer kit, Zinv's kit, and of course Remedy Metal. There is one coming up, Pack D. I don't know if there's any news on that yet, but I did hear mentions that they were going to make an internal kit for the Longshot. So I thought that, me being one of those rare or lucky few people who have actually been graced with the ability to use all 4 of these kits, I would do I guess an informative, maybe a comparison video. Now take note though that this video is going to be all my personal opinion. If you don't like my opinion, then go away. So I'm going to turn the camera into the other angle over here because I've got the entire sheet on my computer. I don't want to get the facts wrong for each, because different kits come with different parts. I will give you pros and cons of certain parts, and I'll probably give you my opinion on what is my favorite part and why, or what is my favorite piece and why, and overall what is my favorite kit. Alright, so catch you there. Alright, so here we are at this angle of my very messy table. I'm pretty sure it looks like a whole bunch of shit in this camera angle, but it's not that messy to me. What is an organized mess? So that is it. It's all cluttered, but trust me, I live happily with it. So, okay, now I will be comparing these kits, the Orange Modworks Longshot Immortal Kit, the Xplorer X Power Trooper Kit, the Zinv Kit, which had no name, and the Remedy Metal Stainless Steel Powertrain Kit. I've got my coffee ready. I've got some stock Longshot internals just so I can use them to refer when I'm trying to point out some stuff. And I'll be basing these 4 because these are the 4 that I'm actually using, or the 4 that I actually own. Now, if those of you who are going to complain and say that, oh, but you didn't use this other kit because this is like a lesser powered kit, well, I'll say, damn you, you didn't send that shit to me, or damn you, you didn't buy it for me, so shut the fuck up, okay? So I'm gonna just use whatever I have, and I'm gonna compare that, okay? So, yeah, take it or leave it. If you don't like it, don't watch this damn video.
Go away.
Okay, so we'll start with the one that was released the latest, or most recently I should say, is the Orange Modworks kit. And what it comes with is basically the entire set is made of impact resistant polycarbonate. Now I'll be looking at my computer screen quite a lot because I don't want to get these facts wrong. I want to be fair and not screw anything up, so there we go. Impact resistant polycarbonate. It comes with a catch plate, 2 double strength catch springs, 2 main springs, one 5 kg and one 8 kg load, a bolt sled with no washers. So it's basically a bolt sled like this. This is not the Orange Modworks bolt sled if you didn't realize by now, unless I'm gonna tell you, hey look, I painted mine yellow, but don't be stupid. So anyway, this is a stock yellow Longshot bolt sled, this is a stock blue Longshot bolt sled, but the Orange Modworks bolt sled does not come with these washers or rolling pins or whatever you want to call it, okay? So they don't have that. It comes with a bolt sled pin, which is always good, a plunger rod, plunger head, plunger tube, a plunger tube end cap. So the plunger rod on the inside, this thing's a plunger rod, plunger tube, plunger face or plunger head face, the end cap over here, but no screws, and it did not come with this screw either. So that's one thing that you guys have to take note. You have to actually swap it over from your stock Longshot, okay? It has a chamber end breech piece, which is this. I would say that the breech, this is the chambering end because it moves up and down to actually chamber your dart in, and it also has this chamber end piece over there. So that is what it comes with. It comes with 2 O-rings, one to go onto your plunger head and one to go onto the breech piece, the chambering piece of the breech. It comes with a metal trigger, which is always good. It feels very sturdy. A tube of small silicone grease and some stickers. Alright, so on to the Xplorer X Power kit. I'm using the Trooper kit, and this contains parts that are made out of polyurethane ABS resin mix, and it's black in color. So first of all, it comes with a copper barrel. So on the barrel end, or the receiving end of your breech system, yeah, it comes with a copper barrel. So yeah, copper. It has a barrel centering ring, which is a small little plastic disc that helps you to center the copper barrel when you install it into your Longshot. I know this, you guys like this image, don't you? But that is what it is. So, and moving on, you have an ABS and polyurethane resin replacement dart gate, the part that connects this to the barrel. I know you guys like this very much. So. Okay, so you have a dart pusher, and the way Xplorer makes it is that this piece is actually copper, and they have a little black piece over here that you have to actually glue in, and they call that a dart pusher. And the reason why it's called dart pusher is because it works very much like the way a Soul Diesel breech works, or a PTG breech works. Instead of the dart actually chambering inside and going in, basically this becomes like a dart pusher, and it pushes it into the barrel itself instead. So yeah, you get a bit more dead space, but I'll get into that in a short while. Okay, of course you get the breech itself, the breech end itself. You get an ABS polyurethane resin bolt sled, which is black. It does not come with the bolt sled pin. It does not come with the washers. You get a 14 kilograms upgrade mainspring. You get a metal plunger tube end cap, which is this is made of metal, and there are no screws included. You get a CNC Delrin catch plate. You get an upgrade catch spring. It comes along with one Stefan clip, Xplorer Stefan clip. I don't know what clips they're going to include now, but at the point of time I got the generation 1. And you will also get an O-ring, which is to go onto the chambering end of your breech assembly. Yeah, and that's all you get from the Xplorer X Power Trooper kit. Next up is Zinv's kit. What you get out of it is all completely aluminium or aluminum, however you pronounce it in your country. We are educated in the British English over here in Singapore, so it's aluminium. That's how you spell it. Okay. Alright, so you get a CNC milled aluminium catch plate, no upgrade catch spring. You get a CNC milled aluminium one-piece bolt sled, which is very beautiful. It's a whole single piece, and it's like rock solid. And it comes with this 2 roller washers, and that's a pretty neato touch. You get a CNC milled aluminium plunger cap, but there are no screws for that included. You get an aluminium plunger rod plus a plunger head, which is pretty sick. There are no O-rings on that because you're supposed to use the stock Longshot O-ring, so you just port it over. And the good thing about it is he has included a screw with it, so that's also another neato thing. No lubricants are given to you. No upgrade springs are given to you. No bolt sled pin. Where's my pin? No bolt sled pin to attach your bolt sled to the breech. And yeah, that's about it from the Zinv kit. Finally, we are on to the Remedy Metal powertrain kit. So you would get a stainless steel water jet cut and welded bolt sled, which is pretty nice. The bolt sled is made in such a way that everything is buffed up and finished off and rounded so that it would not cut you, it would not cut the shell or anything. And you don't even need to install these screw washers. They have 2 rounded out parts that will act the same, and it's because it's so smooth that yeah, well, you get what I'm trying to say. You get a stainless steel tempered and treated bolt sled pin like that. You get a stainless steel plunger tube, the whole plunger tube, stainless steel breech chambering assembly, which is this part, and a couple of snap rings and a snap ring tool if you are ordering from overseas. If not, if you're in the States, in the 48 countries, in the 48 states, it will come to you already pre-assembled. So that's sweet actually, because yeah, you get to assemble everything and you have everything you need to perform the assembly. You get a stainless steel breech receiving end, and it's a Delrin CNC cutout coupler, which is 100% seal when you push both together. And you get 2 O-rings, one for the receiving end of the breech, that faceplate, and one for the plunger head itself. So that is always nice. And they actually include another 2 replacement. Yeah, talking about the snap rings earlier, you get 4 in total, 2 for you to install and 2 for replacements. You get a plunger end catch screw. This is where it's a little bit different. Now usually you attach the spring and you close up the plunger rod assembly with a screw on the front of the plunger, but for Remedy Metal, the screw is on the back, so it works the same. I guess it's a nice touch and it makes this part flat over here, but yeah, they include that screw and it comes screwed in. Okay, it comes with a stainless steel plunger tube end cap, and it comes with screws, so that is a nice touch. Out of all, it's the only one with screws for that. You get a stainless steel catch plate, an upgrade catch spring. You get a Delrin catch plate support piece, so it's 3 pieces in one. You get a Delrin trigger spacer piece. You get a pair of nylon spacers for you to help out installation of the bolt sled in case you're using the bolt sled with their breech piece. And you get a cut down K26 with the ends closed so that there's nothing flared out, and it sits very nicely on the plunger rod itself. So at this point in time, if you guys are actually interested in like seeing a video of each of these kits, I will be linking you guys in the annotations to either my own or to other people's videos, because I did not make any video on the OMW Longshot Immortal kit, but I would always recommend Coop's video, so you can check his out over here. Right, for the others, you can actually check out this one, which is the Xplorer X Power kit that I actually made. It's a pretty long video, but it was in-depth because it was one of the very first Longshot internals replacement kits that was out in the market. And then I have Zinv's video, where it includes a stress test, so there are 2 videos. And finally, right here, I'll put the Remedy Metal powertrain kit, which is one of the previous videos. And if you guys didn't want to watch those videos, or you have watched those videos before, first of all, thank you for always supporting my videos. I know they're very long-winded, but yeah, I just want to make sure that all the information is given to you guys. Next up is the range claims for each of these kits, and I'll be running through their range claims in order of the way I presented them. Please take note that I did not perform any of these range tests because I don't have a chronograph or chrony, and all of these are actually done on chronies itself. So I'll leave it to them whether you want to believe it or not. It's entirely your opinion, not mine. For me, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. I just go for practical use. Okay, so first of all, Orange Mod Works, they actually did 2 tests, one with an 8 kg spring and one with a 10 kg spring. And later on in the installation video, I think I forgot his name, but the person in the video actually mentioned that the difference between the 8 and 10 kg spring was negligible, which is about 5 to 10 foot difference, and it's actually more than 10 according to the previous video. So I don't know. So for the 8 kg load, Orange Mod Works clocks in at about 115 to 120 FPS. Okay, so it's 115 to about 120 FPS. At the 10 kg load, the Orange Mod Works kit clocks in at about 130 to 137 FPS, and they did mention that they're using Elite darts. So there. Okay, for the Xplorer group, Xplorer X Power Trooper kit, it clocks in at about 200 FPS. So it's a huge jump, and I'm assuming that it's being used on a 14 kg spring load because that's what they include in the kit. They did not mention, but they did however mention that these are actually fired off with Stephans, and it has to be their blue foam Stefan. So whether it's a marketing ploy, whether it's proprietary use, I don't know, but that is a claim. So 200 FPS. As for Zinv's kit, there is no FPS ratings released, and that is simply because he only made replacement internals for things that are more important, like the plunger rod itself, and I mean the plunger assembly itself and the bolt sled. He did not create any breech or any plunger tube, so yeah, I can understand him not needing to make any claims. So whatever FPS you get depends on how you you know, set up your breech system and how you perform mods and improve the seal and stuff like that. And now finally, for Remedy Metal's powertrain kit, the FPS that they clock in is about 165 to 175 FPS, 165 to 175 FPS, using an 11 kilograms spring load, which is the cut down K26 spring, and using Elite darts. So yeah, that is all the FPS and range and firepower, velocity, muzzle velocity thingy claims. Okay. Now the price for these kits, this is the one that most of you are actually going to comment about. Okay, I will start with Orange Mod Works kit, and some of the prices are actually listed in US dollars and some in Singaporean dollars. So what I will do is I will tell you what it's listed as, and I will give you a rough conversion of the price, so that you guys in Singapore and you guys overseas can have a, you know, a rough gauge. Right. So first off, Orange Mod Works kit. Orange Mod Works kit is stated retailing at $59.99 USD on the website, so that translates to about 74 Singapore dollars. Okay, so $59.99 USD or 74 Singapore dollars. Next up is Xplorer's X Power Trooper kit, and that comes in at about 260 Singapore dollars. That is what's listed on the website, and that translates to about, as of now, which is early February, the exchange rate would be about 209 USD. Yeah, so 260 Singapore dollars and 209 USD, US dollars. And just for the record, Xplorer also has another Longshot kit, which is called the X Power Ultimate Edition. You can check the link in the video description below, because I did not have that kit or that set to actually review and compare, but I will just write the price anyway. I'll just state the price. So it's stated on the website as 528 Singapore dollars, and that translates to a whopping 426 US dollars. Okay. Zinv's kit, at that point of time when it was on sale, was listed at about 280 Singapore dollars, which translates to about 230 US dollars. Okay, so 280 Singapore dollars or 230 US dollars. And finally, the Remedy Metal Powertrain kit is retailing at, for pre-order though, it's $184.99 in US dollars, so it's 184.99 USD, and that translates to about 229 Singapore dollars, 229 SGD. So now it's on to my personal opinion on each of these kits, so here we go. And we shall start off with the Orange Mod Works kit. It's a pretty cheap kit, so for those of you who are, you know, getting into mods and looking for replacement parts, this I would recommend, because one thing, it's cheap, and they provide you with replacement parts for quite a lot of stuff. So like, you know, you get almost an entire full set, and it's all known to be stronger plastic than the original ABS plastic that was provided by Nerf. It's all impact resistant polycarbonate. One thing I'm not too happy about though is the customer service. Alright, they took about 1 year and 2 months to actually get these kits going off the shelves and ready for sale. I guess contacting them was quite a chore, and I do know that some of my viewers, some of you guys out there are unfortunately facing worse problems than I am with Orange Mod Works, and I really hope that they will get in touch with you guys very soon. I will be contacting them with my grip, and I will see if they are able to provide me some kind of a solution. In the past though, when it came to the Recon Massacre kit, they actually sent me some replacement parts, and I actually made a complaint that I made a pre-order but I did not receive any metal trigger, and they did include it in. So I guess they're both good and bad, but that was then and this is now. So for this particular kit, they do take some time to reply to me. I received almost no updates about my Longshot Immortal kit, and one of the reasons why they said that this would take a longer time is because they actually asked me for my confirmation of my address, and I don't see a reason why I have to reconfirm my address, because I've been ordering stuff from them for a long time, including the Recon, the Long Strike Massacre kits. Those arrived at my place with no problems. I've ordered upgrade springs, I've ordered lubricants, I've ordered all these accessories, and they all arrived with no problem. So I don't see why they needed me to reconfirm my address to send me the model kit for the Longshot. So yeah, the next thing about it is that a lot of people have a problem with the plunger tube end cap piece that was made by Orange Mod Works. In order for it to get a smooth movement, or good enough that it would not cause too much friction, you have to actually Dremel out the inside, and that's not so cool. Let me just show you guys something else though, give me a moment. Okay, so as you can see, I got this Longshot over here. So this is the trigger from Orange Mod Works, and this is what happens whenever you squeeze the trigger down. It stays in, so I'd have to actually wait it out until the spring kicks in, or I have to push it up again, and that is one thing I don't like. And the reason why this is happening is because on the trigger there's a little nut that actually you're supposed to install the trigger return spring onto, and that nut is a bit too thick, and I feel that this is something that is important, because you don't want to have to perform any mods onto upgrade kits. Upgrade kits should be made in such a way that everything will work smoothly and work fine. So that is another gripe of mine. The last thing that I like to make noise about is the fact that Orange Mod Works did not release any sealed breech kits yet. As of now, it's just a complete stock replacement kit, and that means that the seal from the chambering end of the receiver, or chambering end of the breech to the receiving end of the breech is the same as stock, and that is one thing I didn't like. For the fact that the Xplorer group, Remedy Metal, and a ton of mods out there have already came up with sealed breeches, or breeches that improved the air seal from the stock version. I guess Orange Mod Works, you guys might have actually, could have actually spent a little bit more time to and invested a bit more time to create a sealed breech. There is, however, one thing, there has been an announcement that they are actually releasing a sealed breech for this kit, and it'll be a so-called additional or an add-on kit, and I don't really know how that works, but right now it's stated that it will be up, but as of now I don't see any information stated on their website. One thing I like about their kit though is that this piece over here, the chambering piece, you can just unscrew it, and well, so in case you want to maintain or you want to do any maintenance, you can just unscrew it and remove it, because like in the case of the stock Longshot piece, it's all glued down. You have to cut it some way, or yeah, so that is one thing that I really like. It's a nice touch. Performing wise, I felt that it's a pretty easy kit to use. It's pretty easy to install. You just need to have some tools to perform the minor adjustments, but apart from that, I guess it's a great beginner's kit. 8 kilograms is pretty good for a mid-level, or maybe even a low to mid-level kind of a mod upgrade, and I think it's great for starters. So good job to Orange Mod Works. You guys have to step up your game a little bit on the customer service side, but apart from that, I think that's great. Your reputation among most of the modders right now is not so good because of the lack of customer service standards. So yeah, that's my opinion on the Orange Mod Works kit. Now on to the Xplorer X-Power Trooper kit. This was the first Longshot upgrade kit that I actually received, and I actually heard of in the market, and so this thing is a little bit sentimental to me. The main gripe I have about it is the fact that if you get it, you can only use Stefan clips. So in the past it used to be only Explorer Stefan clip, but right now you can actually use Pack D's Stefan clip too, simply because of the part where it holds the darts, that the lip, yeah, that part is smaller, and the way it's made, yeah, you can't use any standard size Nerf clips. So that is my biggest gripe out of it. The second gripe I have is copper. Why the use of copper for barrel material, I do not really understand. I can understand the use of copper for the receiving or the chambering end of the breech, and because there's no darts that are going inside because of the dart pusher. But for barrel material, I don't think copper is a very good barrel material. I know that a lot of you are going to contest this, but listen, I said it before, this is my opinion, so if you don't like it,
go away.
So on to the bolt sled, ABS resin bolt sled. So I bring attention to this part over here, this top part. You see all these little gaps. For Xplorer, they don't have these gaps, so I think that was a pretty cool improvement. It makes this part a bit more sturdy. Now, those of you who work with bolt sleds, you guys know that the most fragile part of the bolt sled is right here at this L joint over here. This is where most of it breaks. I mean, most bolt sleds break. And even for upgrade bolt sleds, I've also heard of like Orange Mod Works, and I've heard of Xplorer bolt sled actually breaking off. Scientifically wise, this is not what I mentioned. This is not my experience. For Xplorer, the plastic, although it is stronger structurally, apparently it doesn't have as much flex in it as a Longshot bolt sled. Like I could do this, but Explorers wise, if you do this, it goes beyond a certain point by about 20%, it just snaps. So I don't really know. That is just something that someone mentioned to me, but I will not quote any names, and I will not say that I'm the one that said it. Okay, I'm just mentioning it on my video because it was something that someone told me about. So why this part? Because this is the only part that actually attaches onto your chambering end of the bolt sled of the plunger tube assembly. And well, let me just say this. This goes in right there, it's held in by a pin. So if anything along here breaks and the pin comes loose, the entire bolt sled is going to just move up and down here with this part stuck onto this thing. So I guess this would be the second most fragile part on a bolt sled. Okay, sorry about that, my camera ran out of space. I have to upgrade my memory someday soon. Hopefully I can have the funds enough to get myself a new camera. In fact, my coffee is gone. I've already finished my coffee, so I'll just continue the video this way anyway. And I guess the one particular thing about Explorer's kit, or the most talked about thing, is the price of this kit. Now I mean the price of the kits that they have on sale. Now they are easily, hands down, some of the most expensive kits online. Everyone says, you know, things like, oh, but it's quality and stuff. Honestly though, in my opinion, paying that amount, even 260 Singapore dollars or 209 USD, which, you know, is not the most expensive, the most expensive being Zinv's kit, but for that kind of price and to get a polyurethane ABS resin mix stuff, I don't think that's pretty justifiable. And the most expensive kit will be the Ultimate Edition. Of course, since I mentioned that, in the Ultimate Edition there are, I guess, different parts. So you can actually check out this picture over here. I'll just put a picture of the Ultimate Edition. That is one thing that I don't have. You guys gonna make noise about me actually using the ABS kit to make noise about it? Fuck you, you didn't pay me, you didn't give me any money, you didn't send the kit over to me, so shut the fuck up, okay? So I can understand from the standpoint of a business where you would like to market and try and sell your most expensive product that gains you the most profit, or your best selling product. So I won't say much, but with, I guess the most important thing I want to mention is with the Xplorer Ultimate Edition kit, you will get this thing called a hybrid bolt sled, and I will include a hybrid bolt sled picture right here. So what that is basically, it's a 4-piece bolt sled thingy. Okay, so it's made out of polyurethane and aluminum, and it's held in by screws right here and at this point. So these two L-shaped arms, they are all made of aluminum CNC cutout, but this part over here and this whole piece over here is made out of polyurethane, and it's clear. The only thing I like to make noise about is the fact that this part is actually held in by screws. So a lot of people are saying, oh, it's very strong, it would not break, and honestly I don't think so. I don't think it will last forever, because even if this L-shaped part holds, one day screw threads are going to rip out and this is going to break too. I mentioned earlier that this is probably the second most fragile point of a bolt sled, right? So that is one thing I want to mention to you guys. The thing I like about the kit is the fact that it includes a Stefan clip. Of course, at that point of time, in order for you to use more Stefan clips, you have to buy it from them, and each Stefan clip would set you back for about $50 each, and that is bloody expensive. So it's both good and bad. Proprietary forcing you to use the Stefan clips is not something that is very welcome to me, but including a Stefan clip is a pretty good move. The thing I like about it the most is on the receiving end, or I mean the chambering end of the bridge on this, the cup itself, the face. It's the only one out of all that is coned inwards. So as you can see from this Longshot stock piece, it is flat, and that's where the air restrictors actually lie. You cut it out, and it's like it's an angled, you know, kind of a, I don't know, like a tube or cup kind of thing. But for Xplorer, they're the only ones that fill it up. You know, normally we would always fill it in with hot glue to kill the dead space there. It's still flat, but Xplorer is the only one that made it cone in, so it improves airflow. Instead of the air actually, you know, getting pushed against the wall, it would actually be channeled and funneled in very nicely. So that is the thing I like about it. Airflow is probably going to be the best out of all of these other kits. Alright, so moving on to Zinv's kit. Zinv's kit, I don't really have much to say because it's the kit with the least number of pieces. One thing, it's aluminium, it's CNC milled, it's very nice, it's very lightweight. Of course not as light as plastic, but it's very lightweight. The thing I like about having it in your Longshot is that little clinking sound, little click sound whenever you prime it back. I like that sound. Yeah, it sounds kind of it's like a soothing sound, so yeah, it makes you feel good. The only thing I don't like is that you have to rely on your own source of like lubricants and the O-ring, any upgrade springs that you have, because they don't come with a Zinv's kit. I mean, the fact is that this Zinv is just a one-man show, and he's just doing his own CAD designs and sending them to engineers to make them in limited quantities. So as of now, I don't think the kit is on sale anymore, except for the one-piece box LED. But even those right now are on discount, but they still will set you back for about 150 Singapore dollars, which translates to about 120, 130 USD. I'm saying that off the tip of my tongue, or off the top of my dome, or whatever you want to say. But yeah, I give Zinv respect because he's one of those that actually put down serious money for all these kits first before actually selling them. So yeah. One thing I like, the best thing of all, is his one-piece aluminium box LED, which comes with the washers. I think that's a very, very nice touch. The only downside is that using the aluminium box LED, the edges are a bit sharp and they will be shaving off the insides of your Longshot. So after repeated use, you should open it up and clean it off, because you'll find all these shavings inside of the color of your shell, and then that goes on for quite some time. So that's the only thing that I don't really like about it. If not, in my opinion, it's the best box LED out of all, and I'll get into that. Into more detail about that in a short while. So with the price, I honestly think that this is actually pretty expensive. I probably think that this is the most expensive kit out there on the market, because one, it's a limited run. Once it's out, it's out. Zinv has made some improvements on his aluminium box sets in the past, but the past is past and we're talking about the current set right now. So it will set you back about 280 Singapore dollars or 230 USD, and all you get is just a box LED and the plunger rod and a catch plate and a plunger cap end piece, a plunger tube end piece. You don't get a breech, you don't get a plunger tube, nothing. So that's just about it. It's basically Zinv made this kit in order for you to upgrade the more fragile or the most important parts of the Longshot itself. So yeah. Okay, moving on finally is the Remedy Metal powertrain kit. Stainless steel. This whole kit is made out of stainless steel. It is one, it's water jet cut, and then it's hand weld and hand polished and buffed, and so you get a bit of human touch for every single piece, and you get some love out of it. Now these parts are I guess carefully selected, because there are some parts out of stainless steel that you cannot machine, and some of these I actually bought, but they had to source them from specific locations. So what I like about it is that it's stainless steel. What I don't like about stainless steel is that it's heavy. So you get, you know, it's a pro and con kind of thing, one or another. There's no perfect kit out there. So for the price, it is, I guess it is a reasonable price for the entire set itself. To me, I think that this would probably be my favorite overall kit, because of all the little details that they put into it, all the thought and everything, and the fact that there is a little hole drilled into the plunger tube itself, and we know this as the noob hole. So the original idea was, I guess, was dreamed up a long time ago. One of the Nerf SG members, Newbie, used to drill holes in his plunger tube for his long strike, because he was all crazy about the long strike, and that is because he would face a problem of a vacuum inside the plunger tube itself, and that is why we call it noob hole. So the very first person actually came up with this concept was Newbie. That is to me. I don't know about anyone else in the States actually having this idea, but it's very nice to see that actually being installed in the Remedy Metal kit. It's a good touch. What that is for is basically, okay, I'm going to try and educate you guys this way, what the hole is for. Alright, so imagine that there's a, okay, now your clip is here, so there are no darts inside, and this is an open breach, so there's airflow over here. So you prime it back, so it goes back like that. Okay, assuming that your seal on the face over here is 100%. So this goes back, the plunger rod goes back here. Okay, so this plunger rod also has 100% seal. So now this thing moves with no problem. The dart is actually chambered up here. So when you push it forward, the dart might actually go in a little bit, and because of that, it blocks up the airflow over here. That means that over here, in between the end of the receiving or the chambering piece of the breech and the plunger rod itself is going to be airtight. Now as you pull this forward to chamber your dart, that is where the vacuum builds up, because of the fact that the dart is sitting here. So what it does is there's a hole drilled right in front of the plunger once you have primed it all the way back. So what happens is, imagine that there's a small hole over here, you push it all the way back, the plunger goes back here beyond this hole. So now there's a little slot for an airflow. So even if the dart is here and you push this forward to chamber your dart, the air gets some airflow going in, and it prevents any vacuum from building up. So when you squeeze the trigger, this plunger is going to smash forward, and because of that small little space, that much airflow or that much air volume is just very negligible. So you get the almost full plunger volume inside without the vacuum. So that is the whole idea and concept for that so-called noob hole. So that is one thing that I like. The next thing is that I like the fact that you are able to actually remove the face of the receiving end for the breech. I mean, I keep saying it's receiving end, I'm sorry, the chambering end of the breech, and you can actually perform maintenance. One of the things that Mythic Go actually mentioned was that he was afraid that the snap rings would be more susceptible to rusting, and I've opened up my kit recently, which is about 3 weeks ever since I performed the first installation, and I am proud to announce that there is no signs of rust at all. But in any case, if you guys need to upgrade, if you guys need to perform any maintenance, just open it up, use the provided tool, remove the snap rings, and change the snap rings if you need, or you can clean it up. Yeah, as compared to, say, for example, the Xplorer X Power Kit, you actually glue it in, so there is no way for you to remove it unless you find a way to cut it out or remove the super glue. So yeah, that is one thing. I also like the fact that for that price you get a replacement part for almost everything, including all the screws that you need, including the bolt snap pin. So what basically that means is that you can buy an almost empty Longshot cell, and then you can fit this thing inside, and you will get a perfectly working Longshot. That is the thing that I like the most. It's not the cheapest kit out there, but to me this price makes the most sense, because everything is actually handmade. I'm pretty sure that the Remedy Metal team would actually take the time to feel up their kit to see if there are any sharp edges and burrs. They do their best to make sure that there are none. Of course, you have to excuse them if there is one or two, but that is the one thing that I like the most about it. So I don't really have much gripes about it, except for this one important point. For their bolt slats, okay, 2 points, sorry. For their bolt slats, this whole part is pretty thin, and it's welded down here. So for the same thing about the Xplorer hybrid bolt slat, I'm afraid that this might give way if you were to use a heavy load. Next thing is this nub over here. Their nub is a thin piece of stainless steel that is hand welded on, but it has to be perfectly centered and perfectly straight. It's hand welded on to their chambering piece over here, and it's very thin. So that was a point of concern for a lot of people, especially the people that I've actually shared this kit with. They were worried that, if I were to use a strong load, won't it just rip off? For those of you who have experience working with angel breeches, you know that you have to cut this part of the stock Longshot piece and glue it on, and that is a part that usually snaps off because of your glue or the lack of strength in your glue or epoxy or how you adhere it on. So that is one thing of concern. On the flip side though, this kit is made, Remedy Metal's kit is made in such a way that you don't need to use such a heavy load. Generally in Singapore we use at least 14 kilograms for any modded Longshot, but for this particular case you can just use about 11 to 12 kilograms, and the hand welding for the bolt slat and this nub over here should suffice. if you're going to be crazy and you want to use like a 30 kilogram load, then that is your problem. You know, the kits are made in such a way that it's supposed to work the way they give it to you. That's one thing that you have to take note of. So that is my I guess my pros and cons for these 4 kits. Welcome back to the usual camera angle. So I've already gone through all 4 kits and my pros and cons of each kit. And before I actually carry on to the next part, I just wanted to share this with you guys. This is a modded blaster known as the Fobo. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. There was one period of time when it was a craze in Singapore. It's just a pull and release blaster. As you can hear, it's pretty loud. The full length of the draw is actually this much. So that's about, I think, 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches. I think it's 5 inches, 6 inches, 5 inches. So yeah, it's just an estimation. But yeah, it was for this little short while, everyone wanted to own a Fobo, and this one has been painted over flat black. As you can see, a lot of scratches. And these things fit Singaplastics 13mm PVC couplers perfectly, so you can actually use it to nest and create your own new barrels and something like that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Next thing I want to share with you guys is this blaster. I don't know if you guys are actually familiar with this. This is known as the Stormfires, and it's not the Strike Fire though. These are Stormfires, and they usually come in a pair. We just skip this over here. They come in a pair, one in orange and one in green, and usually Stormfire sets come also with this electronic flag. So yeah, I managed to obtain these again. I used to have them. They're fun to mod. They're basically just a night finder with the trigger way far behind. So the plunger tube is actually here, and that's the priming rod. And as this slides back, yeah, it's a pull and return. And it's because of this function of direct plunger that accounts for the extra length in the blaster. But it is kind of sleek, and these were one of my favorite pistols during one period of time, and one of my friends was actually clearing out his stock, so I decided to go get a pair of these. During the earlier part of the video, I actually mentioned that my favorite overall kit is the Remedy Metal kit, and here's the reason why. First of all, it is not too expensive. To me, you know, if I were to weigh out quality and materials and all the workmanship and all the things included in the kit, it's basically almost everything you actually need for a full kit replacement, including small little things that really seal the deal, like having the screws, you know, 100% breech, air seal in the breech, the ability to actually use Stephans and normal streamline size darts, having the inclusion of the plunger tube, the noob hole, you know, all these small little details add up, and of course the inclusion of springs. I think that it is the most value for money. Of course, it is not the cheapest. If you're looking for a cheap version that is almost a full kit, then go for Orange Mod Works. But that is the reason why my favorite is the Remedy Metals kit. On top of that, the way the kit is designed, it's actually not about the velocity of the plunger head itself. It's more of the fact that the way they engineered it, they're actually using a little bit of what do you call that, air compression, to create a little compression at the back of the dart, and then it works that way for the velocity of the dart instead. So because of that, you don't really need such a heavy spring load. 11 kilograms would be enough. So I thought that overall, you know, to get a pretty good performance at not, I wouldn't say it's a very cheap price, but at a reasonable price for everything that you get in the kit, overall that will be my reasons for making it my favorite overall. But for those of you who are wondering, hey, what if I want to get like the best of the best, what do you recommend, or what do I recommend that is best out of each and every kit? If you are on a budget, of course the only cheapest kit you would put your money down for is the Orange Mod Works kit. I don't know how long they would take, or how much, you know, how well the service would be this time, but that would be it. If you gave me a choice on what are my favorite parts, okay, number one for bolt sled, because that's the number one internal part that would break the easiest. The best bolt sled, in my opinion, is of course Zinv's one-piece aluminum bolt sled. One piece meaning it is an almost exact one-to-one replica of the stock bolt sled. It also comes with rollers, everything, and it's one piece, so there will not be any weak points over here. There will not be any weak points over here. In the past, aluminum bolt sleds were actually made in two pieces. One would be this U-shaped or C-shaped part over here, and then two more this whole Y piece over here, and then it will be actually attached this way on via a little metal pin, and that pin would still be able to break out of its slot. But now this is one piece. It'll be the best deal you can get. The only downside to it is that it costs now 150 Singapore dollars, and the fact that it would shave off your internals of the shell, the insides of the shell, for just a little bit. So yeah, but it'll be my favorite, apart from it being lighter than stainless steel. Alright, so the next would be plunger assembly. My favorite plunger is, sorry, pardon my tongue, my favorite plunger assembly is the Orange Modworks plunger assembly. I would say only the plunger head. It's because you don't need such a heavy load. If you compare plastic against another material like aluminium or even stainless steel and aluminium are heavier materials and therefore require a stronger spring load to actually push them forward. This is basic physics. So why Orange Modworks is because that high impact polycarbonate is of a better and sturdier and structurally more tough material than the stock ABS plunger rod made by Nerf, and it's a one-to-one. I would say it's almost a one-to-one replica, so that is why I think that it's strong enough for it to withstand heavier spring loads and yet light enough so that it wouldn't require too much of spring power to actually push it forward. The unfortunate thing is that the plunger end cap for Remedy Metals is not compatible with the others. It is only compatible with Remedy Metals plunger rod itself. So the plunger tube end cap, a little bit unfortunate. Plunger tube wise, the best would be Remedy Metals, because although it's stainless steel and it's a little bit heavy, but the two screw ports are actually welded on very securely, and they have enough spacing so that there's enough weld for it to actually be very, very sturdy, and also the inclusion of the little hole drilled in, the noob hole, so I like that a lot. The inclusion of that is really something very, very sweet. For the breech and receiver piece, I only like the back part, which is the inside part of Xplorer. The unfortunate thing is that Xplorer made it in such a way that it's proprietary, so once you install it, you cannot take it out. So I guess the breech itself, I would have to go with Remedy Metals because it is 100% seal. Catch plate wise, I would say I would go with Remedy Metals catch plate because it is thin, it is very easy to install, and stainless steel, so it makes it very, very sturdy. At the same time, they actually include the spacer so that there is no wobble, so I like that feeling of it being so sturdy. Talking about compatibility, those of you who are wondering, if I want to use maybe say Remedy Metals breech with another bolt sled, yes, it's possible. Remedy Metals actually includes these two little nylon spacers that if you were to be using with the Remedy Metals breech, you're supposed to insert it over here. If not, you can insert it on the outside two slots, and as long as you can insert it in the middle, it wouldn't be a problem. So yes, it is universal, you can actually use that. The part that is not universal is the plunger tube of it and the end cap, so you'd have to either drill out the end cap slot to be wider, or find some way to install another plunger tube end cap on, or completely use the kit without any plunger tube end caps. It is known that there would not be any problems because the Longshot shell itself will hold your spring into place. So if you guys are interested, I will be listing down all the websites and the contact, email contact if there are no websites of each of these. So first of all, you have the Orange Modworks contact on their website, the Xplorer contact on their website, Zinv's contact via email, and Remedy Metal contact on their website. So I hope that you guys will take some time to go check out their websites, and maybe you can ask Zinv for an aluminum bolt clip if you want. So why the interest in all these Longshot upgrade kits? First of all, as all of you know, Hasbro has already stopped production of the Longshot. Back here in Singapore, we actually had 2 restocks. I've mentioned this before, but when I first got into Nerf, there weren't any Longshots available, and I had to get mine off other users or other Nerf SG members, and I got it at a pretty high price. My first Longshot was about 120. My second one, which is the new in box, was 150. And these are all Singaporean dollars, and a Longshot retails at about $79.99 or $74.99. I can't remember, one of those 70s range. So I had to pay an extra about $50 premium just to get myself a Longshot. Now they are once again sold out, so for those of you in Singapore and procrastinated, too bad for you. You didn't get a chance to get a Longshot. Of course, if you were to go onto the Nerf SG forums, I'm sure that you'll be able to find some Longshots for sale, either second hand or new in box. Of course, if there's, if all else fails, you can always turn to eBay or Amazon, but those are for sky-high prices. Those of you in the States and Australia, Longshots are relatively cheaper if you go on the forums. I do believe that in Australia, Longshots are still available. Now with that said, it also means that this blaster, although very much sought after, would not last forever, especially the internals. Shell-wise itself, shells usually last way longer than the internals do. So having an upgrade kit would, of course, one, mean that you get better performance. Number two, means that you reinforce the internals. Number three, means that you have actually a repair kit or a replacement kit. If you're looking to get full kits, that would be kind of good, so that in case your original kit breaks or anything, you have a full set to replace, because it's kind of hard to find replacement internals for Longshots nowadays, for the fact that you don't really get Longshots off the shelves as often or as commonly as you used to before. Personally, the Longshot is my favorite N-Strike blaster of the whole N-Strike and whole Elite series, and that is why I'm such a big fan. I have quite a number. I'm not as much as some of you out there. I know that a lot of people have like 8, 10, 20, like they go by the dozens, but I have about maybe 5 on hand. I have a few new in box, and those are actually meant for either collection purposes or for future mod, if I ever want to actually do any mod. So those are for me. I'm unfortunately not selling any of these, and to have these mod kits, they are, one, for collection purposes, two, because I always wanted to upgrade my Longshots anyway, apart from the brass breech or angel breech concept, because one, I don't really like to have to always clean the insides of my brass. That sounded quite naughty. Always clean the inside. I have to always clean my pipe. But anyway, I have experience making little breeches and PTG breeches, so it's very fun. The Longshot is a very fun blaster to work with, and all the more power for those of you who actually have kits. Then you could, have a mod, have a decent range. I think it's fun. Overall, it's just fun. It's a good way to introduce newer members into modding, because you don't actually have to worry about things like, oh, I'm going to get my own homemade internals, I'm going to get my own homemade plunger, things like that. But you can just buy a kit, drag and drop, and you don't have to worry about, seal, the plunger tube, O-ring seal, things like that. So I think it's a pretty good way to upgrade your Longshot. Of course, you have to be prepared to actually fork out some good money for it. Although, in my opinion, I'll just go back. I'm not trying to be biased, but I'm just going to go back to the Remedy Metals kit. If you are able to actually purchase yourself a Remedy Metals kit, I guess that would be something that will last you almost forever, because even if the easiest part that would break would be, or the easiest part that would get damaged would be the snap rings, and those snap rings or snap clips are actually easily available at any hardware store, or not in Singapore though, but it's easy to order, I believe. And at least these little tools will not go out of stock in the near future, so something for you guys to consider. Now, as we approach the end of the video, I'm pretty sure that you guys already have news and information about the whole new line of Vortex blasters. Those things look sweet. And of course the Rebel series. The Rebel series are of course targeted at ladies, but I for one don't mind rocking pink, and I'm sure a lot of you out there don't mind rocking pink. However, if it's too girly, just do a paint job. Those blasters look very, very interesting. I'm kind of waiting for a lot of blasters to actually appear in the country. I have gotten my hands on a Strong Arm and a Fire Strike, so for those of you who've been asking, thank you very much. I've actually ordered it via Amazon, and I would like to say that the Fire Strike and the Strong Arm are really, really fun blasters. No mods I have in the pipeline yet. I might keep them stocked, I'm not so sure. But those of you who've seen the Dark Tech Stinger, I'm really looking forward to having some of these Stingers over here in Singapore. So it's a lot of promises. But anyway, talking about promises, this is episode 28. It's just 2 more episodes away from episode 30, and I'm intending to conduct another giveaway. So just be prepared for that. I have at least 5 prizes for that, or even more. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. But stay tuned for that, guys. And one of the main rules to be, to participate in that giveaway contest is to be subscribed to my channel. So stay tuned for that. I really hope that you guys found this episode interesting. I know it's a little bit dry, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys, because I might be the only one, or at least I am the only one in Singapore. I think I am the only one in Singapore to have been lucky enough to be graced by all these 4 different kits from these 4 different companies, and I thought I would share my information with you guys, since most of you actually rely on my channel to actually get first-hand updates, like for example an in-depth review on the Xplorer kit, and the in-depth review on Zinv's kit, and in-depth review on the Remedy Metals kit. So since a lot of you have thrown me questions, I decided, okay, I will just put this out there for you guys as like a one-stop video that you can actually compare. And of course you have my opinions. I'm not going to rate them or anything. There's no like rating style or rating meter. So yeah, I thank you for bearing with me, and if you like this video, I hope that you guys give me a thumbs up, and I hope that if you are interested, please subscribe to my channel, because I will always trying my best to make new videos. My reservist stint is coming to an end. I should be back on track pretty soon, if not this coming week, then in a fortnight's time. But stay tuned, because I do have stuff that I want to share with you guys. So yeah, that ends my video for today. Once again, to everyone who's celebrating Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year, Happy New Year, 恭喜发财, and it's the year of the snake, so I don't know what this year will bring. Hopefully 2013, I mean, so far 2013 seems like a year of a lot of changes for the first 1 month or so, so I don't really know how this year is going to turn out. But thanks for sticking around, guys, and I hope to be able to bring you more cool stuff. Thanks for watching. Peace.